It's the last thing you want when you get behind the wheel, to suddenly lose control. But that's what some Harley-Davidson riders say happened to them. It's a status symbol.
I like it just because it's Harley-Davidson.
With a certain amount of homegrown pride.
It's just an iconic piece of America.
The Harley-Davidson is a way of life.
To drive one is the ultimate sense of freedom.
And for Jerry Costa, it was only a matter of time before he owned one.
I had Triumphs and I had Suzukis and Hondas and Yamahas. I had all of them before I was able to afford a Harley.
The Peoria biker has been riding for 40 years.
This is my 5th Harley.
But no amount of road experience could have prepared Costa for what happened last October.
Wasn't doing anything out of the ordinary. Wasn't doing anything I haven't done 1,000 times before. I've been on that road a couple hundred times.
Jerry was on a stretch of road just south of Prescott. He says he was only driving about 25 miles an hour, which is how fast we're going right now. And that's when he says it happened.
The whole bike started shaking. I had no idea why it was vibrating like that. And I wasn't a little vibrating. I mean, it was like going, you know. I never felt anything like that in my life. I got this thought in my mind, I'm going down, and I don't want to go over the ravine.
Jerry did go down and wound up in the hospital, where he coded and then slipped into a coma. 5 days later, he woke with a quadruple compound leg fracture, 8 broken ribs, and a punctured lung. As for his massive Harley Road King,
They totaled the bike.
Jerry blames faulty equipment, but Harley blames him.
You can't be all of these people operator error.
And Jerry's not alone. A CBS 5 investigation found similar incidents across the U.S. This possible equipment malfunction has become known as the Harley-Davidson wobble, or the death wobble. This video is from a camera mounted on a Georgia State Trooper's police-issued Harley. Watch as the bike begins to shake. Trooper Richard Barber was going about 90 on a Georgia interstate when his 2007 Harley Electric Glide began to shimmy. Eventually, Barber was able to slow the bike to a safe stop. But this Raleigh, North Carolina police officer was not so lucky. 30-year-old Charles Paul was thrown from his Harley Electric Glide after it began to wobble back in 2002. He died, and his family later settled a wrongful death lawsuit with Harley. Harleys have long been widely used by law enforcement, but the California Highway Patrol decided not to put their troopers on Harleys after testing the bike. This 2006 video shows the Harley side by side with the BMW. You can see the Harley starts to wobble when heading into and out of a turn, as well as on the straightaways. Harley-Davidson denies there's a problem, but court cases against the company have centered on these bikes: the Road King, Ultra Classic, the Electric Glide, and the FLH series. Lawsuits filed against Harley-Davidson focus on their patented design for keeping the engine mounted to the frame of the bike. Critics argue, though, this system is susceptible to a side-to-side motion, causing a wobble.
Thanks, I didn't realize it was this bad.
Jerry says that's what happened to his bike, and now haunts him during the long days in physical therapy, where he relearns how to do the simple task of moving his ankle. Jerry can't sue Harley-Davidson because he's already settled with insurance.
But that's not what I'm after. What I'm after is I want people to know about this. I don't want any more people falling off these bikes.
Harley-Davidson does acknowledge that their bikes are susceptible to a weave or wobble, depending on the bike's speed. But they claim that this does not cause accidents, and that weave or wobble happens to some other bike manufacturers, regardless if it's a Harley or not. They also claim the wobble problem is worsened when riders add on certain parts after their bike is purchased. I'm Tammy Leitner with CBS 5 Investigates.
Harley Davidson emailed us today about our investigation, saying, quote, Harley Davidson motorcycles are designed and extensively tested to perform properly when operated under a variety of conditions. All motorcycles can be subject to wobble or weave for reasons having nothing to do with their design. Now, we have posted the company's entire response on kpho.com.